Hello. So that in this video, I will capture a little bit of what I'm calling as the basics. Yeah, basics or the six. And this would be in me, little me. And that's one of the you. So when we say utopia, we have a you and then topia. The dreamland we would all like to be in, yeah, or the land we would all like to have where everything works, everything is just fine, it's just perfect. Yeah. So there's an ideal that we would like to work towards. So it's spelled utopia. So hopefully you are in utopia, you're included in the utopia that you're working towards. So let's put our own self, me, as a you, because um, when you're cooking something, you better be at least the first person who's going to eat it. Because then when if it's good enough, you dish it out to others. So in a business, you better be the first customer. If your experience from what you're serving other people is not good enough, then maybe that's what you're also meting out to others. Yeah. So to that extent, because what goes around comes around. Yeah. So how do you know what is that? What's your income? Is by also your own experience from what you're handing out to others. Yeah. Now for that, it is important to put yourself as you, and then so you're relating to yourself as a first customer, and then moving from there. So you have the experience of living. And then so when we say W, when we say we, yeah, that's two U's. So let's just say one U is the little me, and one U is the big me. Yeah, so I put both as a U. And in this video, we will talk about the little me alone, because that's like the dot at the center of the Shri Chakra. Yeah. And the point of this whole circus of life and everything that we are doing. Yeah. So it's my life. I mean, it's the life that me experiences, me as the experiencer within all the different identities and different activities we do. And me formed as a ovum from a mother's womb. Yeah. We all have a belly button to prove that we all form from a human body. And a human body formed having four important aspects. Yeah. One is the matter and energy that makes me me. Yeah. So there is already ME, matter and energy. And this matter and energy meets mother's material in the ovary and father's material. So that is, I call it mama, let's just say ma and pa. Yeah. So we meet mother's material and we meet father's material. And me already has matter and energy, which means there is already two aspects to me, matter and energy. The energy bit, I call it as the, for, well, Daivata, or the higher self, or the, yeah. So I call it as, so when we say God and the devil, yeah, it's like two sides of the same coin. But they have an energy known or not known. So so between God and the God and Satan in the Garden of Eden, yeah, Adam and Eve was kicked out. Yeah. So we got to get these two functioning together, because otherwise our life is not so much in the garden. It's more kind of between you and me and, this and that. So I found a way to fix the whole problem. Yeah. to grow up God and the devil. Yeah, because they got to be connected to their own mother and father. Otherwise, we are in trouble. Yeah, we kids, they wouldn't allow us to grow. So I call the E of me as the. So they say Devi, devil, so all of that. So one is the. When I say devil, is D, and when I say Devi, it's the. Soft. Nevertheless, it's a D. Yeah. And I think a lot of our dukkha is coming from the, well, matter and energy bit. Yeah, either matter is too heavy or the energy is too heavy. Nevertheless, we have a body that's human, which comes from masculine and feminine aspects. Yeah, which means nature and nurture aspects, matter and energy aspects. So one is light, one is heavy. Something gives rise to one or the other imbalance. So I'm calling the devil of the matter as D. Yeah, dukkha bit. Yeah, and it's all about getting to a sukha place, a good, happy, nice place, because otherwise our life gets into, yeah, and we have a difficulty breathing healthy naturally. So I put the E as the, soft the, and me, the matter bit, as ni. Now this is from the musical notation, classical musical notation. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, and then again sa is the basics. Again, we come back to the first sound, which is sa, also called the shadjam, which is basically the basics. But to come to the basics, it is important to just talk in terms of this, and then I will come to the basics. Yeah. So ni is like saying, when we say I love you, the you is connected to I, me, in a relationship. Yeah. So you is not entirely separate from me, because otherwise the person is there and I'm here and there is no relationship, there's no connection. So ni is the connection at which it's like, like the end of my finger, there's an end of this. And where do I end and another begin? That's where you is. Yeah, otherwise that's there. Otherwise it's like just two things, no relationship. Yeah. How are these two related is by the edge of the matter. Humanity across boundaries, when we say the boundary bit, is from not knowing what the boundary is that we sometimes have a difficulty. So we don't know if it's encroached or it's too far away, no connection versus too much connection. Yeah. So call it ni, sarigama pada ni, as the seventh note. After that is again sa, which is again your own next octave. Yeah. So in terms of a relationship, it would be the next octave. So ni is where you end and another begin. So it's like humanity across boundaries. And then there is, so what is that here? How am I related to you will be known at ni. So I place that ni as a matter of, oh, okay. I'm placing M as the matter gets a little too heavy. When matter gets heavy is when the energy gets a little down, or yeah. So we talk in terms of, I changed it a bit. Yeah. Because it at some point matter becomes energy, at some point energy becomes matter. Yeah. But we're at least energy, kind of soft. And then over time, a body forms. Yeah. So in that sense, when our substance is good enough, is then there is more agreement with life and a matter forms. So in yoga terms, they say Shakti Sandhana Karo Sharira Utpattihi. Yeah. So in that sense, energy. So I'm placing this energy as ni, because this energy has, when it has a substance enough to form matter, is when the human body forms. Yeah. So ni, matter, matter of me is the, and then the and ni meets mama's material and papa's material. Yeah. And that's when our matter gets a little screwed, because mama's material has mama's own story. That includes mama's papa, mama's story, all of that, plus mama's story. Yeah. And then there is meeting papa. Papa also has papa's mama and papa's papa and papa's material too. So that's when our story gets a little heavy. More information, yeah? So me has 4 aspects here, ma, pa, da, ni, yeah? And if you put it in terms of this, yeah, in terms of this and here, I'd say sa is the energy. So sa is the energy. Without E of the matter, we will come to that a little more softly, yeah? If you just think in terms of musical notation, this will be sa, E will be sa, because life starts from you having a reason for coming into existence, yeah, a raison. And then raison d'etre, my pronunciation all over the place, but you have a reason for coming into existence. And then an energy, a matter energy, well, a higher self, or the Jivatma and Paramatma. So you could say E as the Jivatma, yeah, and M as the Paramatma. You could say the higher self. It's still more, yeah, half, but still, when we say talk in terms of the heart, it's still half the matter, your complementary partner. When you meet, yeah, is what completes the matter. But you have life, which means you're already a working unit. And then it's about things working really well is when you meet your complementary partners, and then there's partnership and friendship, and together. When you want to go fast, go alone. When you want to go far, go together. Yeah. So I've come this far fast. Yeah. And then over time, I've been meeting many, many people, and then I've come this far. Yeah. How did I get this far? We are uncovering those details. So you would also get to find details. Yeah. Now. So sa, energy, E. Re will be matter. It's like little me is sa, big me is re. Yeah. Ga will be my, capital M, capital I, ga, because that's what forms our body. So according to the Shri Chakra also, um, both together, there is also both together. So a body is already, it's like 3 baggage. They say creation, preservation, destruction, catabolism, metabolism, anabolism. Yeah. So there's already 3, which is why our body is functioning. So Shri Chakra has a 3-line boundary. Yeah. Doors. And so in that sense, we're already, 3 things working. Yeah. We already have that. So in that sense, little me, big me, capital M, capital I. So that's 3. Yeah. To form a human body, it's already required that. Okay. So sa, re, ga. Yeah. Little me, sa. The E of little me, sa. The M of little me. Okay. Little me, sa. Big me, re. Big me, big I, ga. Yeah. Ga. Ga. Ma would be again then the mama material. Pa would be papa material. Da is again mama material, papa material will be it's there both in little me and big me. Yeah. So I had to cover that bit. Oh, we got a little extra information. Okay. Let's just stick with the me bit. Yeah, because these are compounded math, because the same thing repeated over, these are fractals. So it gets too much. So I'm just going to stick with the basic little me then. So sa would be little me, the E of little me. Re will be the M of little me. Yeah. Ga would be the body formed from both together. Yeah. So me together. Yeah. Because there's a substance to keep it together. And then ma would be mama material. Pa would be papa material. Da is where we are kind of seeing things differently. After meeting mama, papa, Yeah, the substance that then has more form would be the, yeah, where the M of little me gets a little more substance and forms the, and the E of little me gets a little more substance and forms ni, by which you have the, they say Narayana, yeah, that which has us form the human body, yeah, become humane. You need to have the N, yeah. So the substance becomes better until you can have a body that's human, yeah. So that's also energy, but that's also from meeting other components in the story. That's when the N, the ni forms. Otherwise, there is no reason for me to say you. Yeah, there is just me, and it's just me. It's when I meet you another that I see, oh, there is you. And then I see how are we related. It's like the life of Pi, where Pi meets Mr. Parker, and then he says, "I was looking at myself, but there's also more than me that I, you know." He says, I see more than me in Mr. Parker." So that's where a you is. Yeah. So until then, yeah. So you're just you, and me as a music forms when you meet Mama, Papa. Yeah. And then you recognize, oh, there is something more that makes me, which is the, yeah. And slowly, slowly, your substance become, you're having your own nature and nurture, your own substance. And that's also how the Prakriti and Purusha form. A body has the masculine and the feminine, nature and nurture. So the Purusha forms from also working with Prakriti. So each person have a body that's human from the two coming together. Yeah. From the two already having, already working together. Like a seed has two parts, like a peanut, for example, has two cotyledons. Yeah. So, and that's how our body is like, two halves. Two halves keeping together. So we also have the light and the dark and, complementary opposites and visible, invisible, Jivatma, Paramatma. Yeah. So that way. Okay. So I hope this gives a little clarity on the matter. And now we come to the matter of yoga. Why is yoga important and why it's called Hatha Yoga is because now that we have a body that's human and is formed from meeting mama's material and papa's material, yeah, and we have our own substance too. So we have our own self improvement requirements, not just, making mama's and papa's material better, yeah. So we are also born to move history and her story forward for the better, which is why we're born as kids, yeah. So there is mama's material, papa's material, family material. Moving history and her story forward for the better requires our own story to improve, evolve over time. Yeah. And that's where healthy and natural breathing comes into place. Yeah. Just like a breath has inhalation. Yeah. And at a certain point, you can breathe to a maximum extent. And after that, exhalation begins. And then there's a pause. And after some time, again, an inhalation begins. So there is already 4 parts to breathing. One is inhalation, which means a breath starts at a point in time. So that's one part. Inhalation, the movement of breathing, that's part 2. Then there's a pause where maximum inhalation happens. And then that's part 3. And then there's a point where exhalation begins. So that's part 4. And then again, after some time, there's a pause. And then again, another one. So there's 4 parts to breathing. Yeah. And that's like a basic structure of a kind of for a breath. Just like mama, papa, mapa, dani, there are 4 parts. You could say mama, papa, baby, idio. So the baby, the has been in Mr. Gurdjieff's work. He calls it as his 4th way work. Yeah. So there is reference to mama, papa, baby, idio. Yeah. So the ni would be the idio. Yeah. Who has an id and an IO, a little IO. So it's like 0-1 technology. Yeah. So we're already 1 and 0 in one person. Yeah. Okay. Now, and the idea of tetragrammaton comes from the grammar of life formed from these 4 aspects of our own human body, from our own human experience. After a body, you meet Papa's material, and then there is, according to the agreement with life, agreement with Mama's material, Papa's material, when things are working out for them as well as for you, that's when there is further development of the human body. And then there is you're embedded. There's fertilization, and then there's embedding in Mama's material to further form the human body. There is the umbilical cord connection, and then further development into forming a human body. Now, having formed the human body, when we come out from the womb, Mama's material, Papa's material, which means female material, male material. Now, that could be neighbors, that could be friends, that could be what have you, a dog, a cat, plants, insects, matter, energy. They all bounce off of our own Mapadani. And the music of life gets cacophonous or musical, depending on how well we are maintaining the sounds of life. Yeah, according to how they bounce off of our material over time. Our own human body having force, like we say electromagnetic force, gravitational force, strong force, weak force. Yeah. Mapadani is like that. Has these 4 forces. There's a gravitas to the matter, like me. Only when there is E has an energy, has a reason for coming into existence. But to have that gravitas of the matter, as you meet Mama material, Papa material, as the agreement comes, there is more weightage to our story. Yeah. And then there is more gravitas of the matter. Yeah. So it's not just a simple agreement. Like any agreement is not just a simple thing. Yeah. And that's how our weight, our body mass begins to start increasing. Yeah. Until we have the weight we have, and it requires us to maintain at a certain enlightened state. Otherwise, we get a little too heavy with the stuff not digested or not processed or handled as well as we need to. Okay. Now, the music of our life, I spoke about that. The Shri Chakra has 4 doors, 4 gateways. Yeah. We will meet that a little later. So we're coming from the inside out. Yeah. We'll also come from the outside in. Yeah. Inside out will be more yoga. Yeah. Because that's how our body also formed, from inside the mother's womb to outside and then being born. So we look at the matter from inside out, and then we'll also look from outside in. Yeah. Because it helps when we pay attention to inside out and outside in. So they say out of the box experience. So we do a little bit of work here, and then we look at the matter from outside. How's it developing? And then we develop a little from there, and again we come from inside. Yeah. So you're covering both ends. Yeah. So we're not leaving any ends loose. Yeah. That's how we complete the matter. Yeah. Okay. The O of the matter becomes more clear. Now, Mapadani, let's just say me, matter and energy. We met the force. Force. Now we'll meet the 6. Yeah. Me, I said, is sir. Yeah. When we say in terms of little me, there's sir. And with big me, when little me grows up big enough after meeting Mama Papa material, has a little the. Yeah. And then further, as you're meeting more masculine, feminine substance, getting conditioned by life, go to school and then they say, you didn't submit your homework. Kish kyun? Yeah. So a little bit, oh, this happened, and then, oh, mama, this happened, and yeah, a little bit growing up, and sukha, dukha, sukha, dukha. Okay. We form a higher self and lower self. We have a lower self and higher self. Yeah. And we still need to keep it together. There's this big reason for coming into existence. We need to meet. So, yeah. So that keeps our phases of life up. And our conscience becomes like a little toy when we go into a little disagreement with our higher self and lower self. Yeah. That's when our conscience goes off, our consciousness goes between this and that, and paying attention to many details, and we are either on the path or distracted. Yeah. So when I say E has a basics, when I say I said E of little me as sir, which means E already comes with the capacity for a basics 6. Yeah, which is why has a substance by which to then hold the whole things together. And I call it as, now this is where Mr. Nikola Tesla calls it as frequency, energy, vibration. So that's one of the 3. Now that 3 keeps me functioning. Otherwise the body, the matter and energy. So the M of me is like the frequency, energy, vibration. It's already there together. This is why I call it as Advaita. Yeah. So there's already frequency, energy, vibration. Okay. And the other half, this is for me, for M of little me. The other half that E already comes with is silence, stillness, Eve. Silence, stillness, nothing. Yeah. Ow. We are basically a chip of the old block. Yeah. So we come from nothing. We form from the universe. Yeah. So when we say nothing is at the heart of everything. Yeah. And we say universe. So we're born from the universe. Yeah. So we already come with nothing, silence, stillness, and nothing. So when you say basics, the basics of Sir, it is frequent. Where there is silence, stillness, nothing, there's a capacity for frequency, energy, vibration. Otherwise, you're just there. It's like when me meets other than me. Yeah, it's then when there's a relationship of with you. That's when me has more recognition, has more substance for, oh, me, I have this also. Otherwise, I'm just there. No recognition, no cognition. It's like Helen Keller, until she met her teacher, and then there's a interaction, and then there's a recognition, acknowledgement of existence. That's when there has been more an interaction, a student-teacher relationship. Yeah, and both becomes better. Yeah, you and I. Yeah, me and you. Yeah, so E already comes with silence, stillness, nothing. The substance from where, when interacting with another, me, the matter of the whole story. Yeah, that's when there is more frequency, energy, vibration. So that's where the music begins. From E meeting, from energy meeting matter. Yeah, and energy has silence, stillness, nothing. And now that our body is formed, which means we have met frequency, energy, vibration, matter. The body mattered. We matter. Each of us matter. And how we form depends on how we are interacting with others. Hatha yoga is about maintaining the composition of me such that our reason for coming into existence is not fizzling out in all the different matter and energy and all the different substances that's there, but also in such a way that we are interacting with everything, everybody, in such a way that they're also becoming better, we are also becoming better. Yeah? We are becoming better, they are becoming better. So it's an interactive communication. As we interact with life is when one speaks, another listens, and then they speak, you listen. Yeah? One listens. So communication is how we create and are created by others. Yeah. So that's been some of the challenge which we have been facing in terms of humanity across boundaries, listening and speaking in balance. Yeah. So on that note, I hope you have a little more understanding of what I mean by yoga, movementless yoga. We'll come to that bit, but a body already formed from several levels of movementlessness, like all the way from the just by us being, we are interacting with life. You're interacting with matter and energy. We're interacting with things around us because our body formed from matter and energy. So that's a little bit of an introduction, a little more warm up to what I mean by movementless yoga, and a little bit also to healthier natural breathing. Yeah. And may the force be with you, mama, papa, baby, idiot. And we have the basics. Yeah. Frequency, energy, vibration, silence, still is nothing. We will then develop from here further with a cleaner board, but we have this, and then we'll build from here better. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your kind interest. Thank you.